you have to be a musicologist to follow me. You see, that's what Morris Day at the time said. It ain't what I said. It's what they said. And it is what the elders, peace be upon them, Richard Gregory, who we call Dick Gregory, he gave you the science on the sagging of the pants. You see? But you know me, I like to go back and back and back, and whatever is the most ancient, and we're not going to get the most ancient of sagging, but by way of one of the greatest martial artists and senseis to ever walk, he discussed and even showed various paintings and stuff out of older books that showed, and we just gonna say what it is, the Moors with these baggy pants on in order to conceal their scimitars and stuff. Like, this was the explanation that, you know, he was given, which I keep telling y'all, as a scholar, you have to be able to argue both sides. You just can't be on the front. What is the obverse? If you're not versed in what the obverse is, you say stupid shit like that's pseudo all the time. You lean on referencing other scholars or other brothers and sisters who are on this journey of knowledge of self, who have been accepted as a teacher by many, but they may just consider themselves to just be students, right? But again, when you have people who consider you to be a teacher or their teacher, you know, it is what it is. You can't just get out here professing to be a teacher and you don't have anybody, you know what I'm saying this about you. It's you who says this about you. You need to have, you know what I'm saying? Can't be a teacher if you don't have students, right? And every real teacher know that you are forever a student. Wow. So I have a list, and in order to qualify to be on this list as I would say a movie soundtrack, being that number one, you have the answer to the question. The number one movie soundtrack within my household as a youth was Superfly. You know what I'm saying? Which is the 80s. Although this came out in 1972, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even here yet. But all throughout the 80s, amongst other music that, you know what I'm saying, was being played in my household, this was number one. No matter what year it was, actually, to be honest. But being that for me, number two was Prince Purple Rain, I had to exclude any soundtracks that, you know, weren't released in the 70s or the 80s. Sorry. So with that being said, The Show didn't make it, Above the Rim, none of the movie soundtracks of our era that I can name can make this list, because this is about the 70s and the 80s. So let's do it. Again, and this is in no particular order. We know what my number one and my number two is. My number one is what you see on the screen, right? My number two is Purple Rain. All right. So this is what else is on the list. You said, well, you got number one and number two as Superfly and Purple Rain, but you from Detroit. Why wouldn't you have Sparkle as your number one or your number two favorite movie soundtrack? And not only is Sparkle, right? And we're talking about the original movie Sparkle with Irene, Cara, and old boy from Miami Vice, Michael something, Phillips something. He got like 3 first names, you know what I'm saying? All 3 of his names. I can't think of it right now. Miami Vice, the guy with the hazel eyes, right? Aretha Franklin did the movie soundtrack of Sparkle. A Detroit girl, right? In all of her claims. I'm not gonna argue with Memphis, right? I don't have to. What she say? Saying it is what it is.